Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a different video than we usually do. This is a Q&A. I went ahead and asked a bunch of you guys on my story just some things you wanted to know or were curious about or just wanted to get off your chest. So without further ado, I'll get into the intro and then we'll cut back and we'll explain what's going on. So this is a straightforward Q&A. I'm just gonna read off some of the questions you guys had, answer them to the best of my abilities, and yeah, let's get on with it. There's no need to beat around the bush, so I'm just gonna go straight into the first question. Okay, one of the first questions is, any advice on content creation and staying motivated and also getting/building a project car? It sucks. There is no genuine advice I can give, but I can give you this. I have only seriously been doing this for about half a year now, and the only thing that I find that really motivates me to film is just grabbing the camera and having it around anytime I'm doing something. That really helps me, because most of the time I don't mind not filming stuff, but I know I want to document it and I know I want to make a project out of it. So having the camera around me kind of just like has that mental push to film something, and then in turn I will end up creating something with it. And that's like, it comes different for everyone. I know there's a bunch of film creators out there that they just do it, like it clicks perfectly. And as much as I love creating this channel and videos in general, sometimes it is hard to pick up the camera and just film. That's my biggest hurdle. I think the biggest hurdle is just grab the camera and go shoot something, whatever it be. It'll kind of get the ball rolling, and then your creativity kind of just flows in behind that subconsciously. Follow up to that, getting/building a project car, do it right. Find a good base on whatever you want to build. Don't buy something that's cheap because it's cheap and it gets you into the platform. There's a reason it's cheap. I learned that with a few of my cars. It's just, you're paying for what you get. So if you're gonna want to build something, even if it is a project, buy something that's a good basis that runs well, regardless of miles. Look for good maintenance above all. That's what I'd recommend. All right, this next question is pretty good. You're offered a 911 GT3, but you got to give up the Z and the Golf. Are you doing it? As much as I love these cars to death, probably. As you guys know or may not know, a 996 GT3 is like my forever dream car. I've always wanted one of those. So yes, I would probably do it. Even if it was a new GT3, I'd do it. It's just, they're amazing cars. They really are. And they fill the void of every driving aspect you want. And I still think I could do track days and slide it and have fun with it. I would beat it. I would beat the living crap out of it, just like I do these cars, but take care of it and drive it and enjoy it. This next one is a follow-up question to the first one. It says, what to look for when getting a Z and your experience with the car? Well, make sure it's moving. Zs are great. They really are bulletproof cars. The VQ obviously helps with that. One thing to look for though is just like how it's been taken care of. Has it been a drift missile, or has it just been an old lady's nice daily driver? Things I wish I knew are that the trim differences do mean something, like genuinely, like the base versus the sport versus the touring versus the enthusiast. Where you're paying for better brakes on most of them and then an LSD. So if you find a base for a good deal, go for it. But if it's the same price and you gotta wait a little longer for a higher mileage like touring or sport or enthusiast with the brakes and the LSD, I mean, go for those. They have a little bit more things on them that will make and save you down the road money. And also, if you can find a clean HR, do that. HRs are great. They're obviously the more powerful motor, but the DE is still fine. And even the rev up's fine. It's just, they obviously are a little bit more problematic, but they're still fine motors and you can totally have fun with the rev up. They're all good. Honestly, look for one that's been maintained well. Cosmetics, if you're not super worried about that, just find one that has good maintenance history on the VQ and the drivetrain, and just look for a better trim. This next one is from Dom. He says, I need to see you slide at Muscleman soon. Yes, I know. I need to drive the Z on track a lot more. Honestly, the only thing that's been stopping me has been work and school, but no longer am I in school, I'm just working. So the plan in the next few months, since we're kind of done with how the Golf is for good daily driving status, get a new set of tires for this thing and get the rear fucking the same color as the car, and then just go drive the shit out of it. Oh, I do want to shave down the bump stops a little bit too. But yeah, I need to hit the track so much more. I want to make so many more videos too at the track of me driving, just to see the progression on camera. And for myself, it sucks not driving this car on track. I love driving this thing on the street, but like sliding it with your buddies is like the best feeling ever, obviously. So yeah, definitely need to drive this thing more. Hopefully very, very soon I will be back on track. This next one is actually a good one. If you got into a Z, what do you think would have been driving? 240. If you guys don't know, I was actually supposed to buy an S13 before I bought the Z. It was an SR swapped USDM coupe with the brick front end, if I remember. And it was dope. My dad said no, because he said it was just too much. Not price-wise, but like it was too much of a car for my second car ever. Which, you know, that's a fair thing for a father to say, but it sucks. It sold and I was devastated, and then I couldn't find another SR swapped 240 for like 9 grand within the time span that I had, because I had just sold my first car to get this, to get another car. And I didn't know anything about Z's when I bought it. So when this popped up, I was like, you know, we can give it a shot. They're pretty cool. I do kind of wish that I held out for an SR 240, knowing how much they go for now, but I love this car, and I honestly am very glad I got this instead of an SR that would probably have bankrupted me at the age of 16. So no, the Z has been pretty perfect. But yeah, I probably would have gotten into an S chassis, as dumb as that is. I still want to get into an S chassis eventually, but Z's doing fine for now, man. These things are goated. This next one is a good question. Motorcycle when? Never. As dumb as that sounds, I grew up riding bikes, dirt bikes specifically. One of my favorite bikes ever was my YZ450. I love them. They're cool bikes. They were like, love riding, but I have a girlfriend and I have a very long commute. Not saying that you can't do it on bikes, but I don't trust Phoenix drivers enough to see me and keep me safe on the road. So for me, probably not for a long time. I'd love to build an old cafe racer at some point to just, I don't know, like that would scratch the itch. I like those old bikes, and I think that'd be cool to build. I would love like a 90s street bike, like one of the super bikes from that era. That would be cool. But sadly, motorcycle when? Probably not for a while. Maybe a dirt bike, because I can probably get by with that with Maddie, because it'd be on the dirt, obviously, and there's not around people. So that might be doable. We'll see, but not in the near future. Any advice for a kid wanting a Z? Anything you would have done differently, wish you did sooner? Like I said earlier, take your time, find a good example. One thing I do wish I did earlier was do more research on the platform. Obviously, these are starting to become super popular for drift cars and just like daily fun sports cars. But do your research on the platform. Make sure you know what you're getting into. There are a bunch of forums, dedicated pages to these cars, even just YouTube videos. This channel alone probably has some good information. Probably not the best, but there's some good information for you. Just research what you're doing, build it with good real parts, get real wheels, real suspension bits. Like, do everything the right way, don't cheap out on these. That's what ruins this platform. And I have driven a few that are using the cheaper, shitty parts, and it kind of ruins the whole experience. Like, these cars stock are really nice. They float a little bit, but cheaping out on coilovers just kind of destroys the fucking ride. There's no point in doing that. So get good coils, just good parts in general, and take your time with it. You don't gotta rush it. These cars are great. Oh, and there is one other thing I should know. The valve cover gaskets leak into the spark plug wells. It happens pretty often from what I can tell. So just expect to do that at some point. Mine happened exactly at 100,000 miles, which is kind of funny. Like, I rolled 100,000 and then I immediately started misfiring. So that could have just been horrendous timing, but that is something to look out for sure. This one's not really a question. It just says heater edits. I appreciate you. Thank you. We do our best to make cool edits and stuff. We don't do them super often on YouTube, but if you follow us on Instagram, right here, right there, a bunch of cool stuff. A lot of VHS shots that I'm proud of, and I really enjoy sharing those. I've only really done one VHS compilation video on here, but those videos and the edits on my Instagram are fire. So thank you. This one's a little zesty. Can I be under the desk while you edit? Well, no, that's reserved for Maddie, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. But I appreciate you asking straight up. Yeah, appreciate that. And for the final question, before I wrap this whole video up, what's it like driving an RX-7 and banging limiter? My friend, I do not know. Definitely want to create a video with you soon and go over your ARCs, but I wish I knew what it was like to drive an ARC-7 bang limiter. They're cool cars, for sure. Yours is pretty tight, but definitely want a turbo. I would love a turbo rotary. That would be kind of fun to do one day. They're just kind of expensive. And I'm 20, freshly 20. So, you know, money is money. We have 2 cars and a girlfriend and life and bills. So, yeah. But I don't know. I wish I knew. That's all the questions I got. There's a few more, but they aren't really questions and they're more just funny comments. So I'm gonna keep those ones on the phone because they are crude for YouTube. But whatever. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed this video and you want to check out some more of our stuff, there's a bunch in the description below. And by description, I mean go to the channel because I'm not putting the links in there. But we do a lot of cool stuff. We are into German cars, obviously. We are into Japanese cars, obviously. And eventually, one day, we will be into American cars as well. We love all automotive things here. But if you guys want to check out some Mark V GTI content, we just did a bunch of videos on this guy, getting it up to speed to where it's at right now. And the entire channel has been based off this Z, so you'll be able to find a plethora of other 350Z related Nissan stuff below. But I'm gonna wrap it up. Thank you guys for watching so much. Go subscribe, comment, like, do all the things you usually do. Let that outro roll, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.